Okay, so boosting nitric oxide levels. Over time, people produce less and less nitric oxide, and it can also be due to mutations you have on NOS SNPs, or singular nucleotide polymorphisms. Um, and the NOS SNP is the nitric oxide synthase enzyme, and when you have the more mutations you have, the lower your nitric oxide is. It is pretty easy to test. It can be a little bit tricky to boost. To test, it's basically saliva strips, and you put saliva on the test strip. You don't actually put them in your mouth, and you can test it. And generally, you want to try and change things week to week until you get to a normal level, especially if your nitric oxide levels are low. Generally, if you're older, probably over 40, and you find out you have a number of these mutations, then the lower your nitric oxide will be. And depending on the test strip, it will show on the ones that I have depleted, low, and normal. And then it'll also be pretty bright if you just had some food or something that boosts nitric oxide. There's a number of supplements and foods that you can eat. I would first start off with trying food, and if possible, because it might be hard to get all these green leafy vegetables is one. You could use a Nutribullet or juice and try a bunch of these different foods. There's a lot of them, and there might be more, but this most complete list that I could find, and I've compiled it from a few different sources. But green leafy vegetables, aubergine, which I'm not sure what that is, beetroot, beets, broccoli, cabbage and kale, chard, cucumber, fennel, garlic, kohlrabi, not sure what that is either, lettuce, especially rocket, iceberg cos, pumpkin, radishes, especially black radish, string beans, beets, I already mentioned that, celery, lettuce, I already mentioned that too, radishes, and spinach. There's also a number of different supplements you can take. A lot of people, it used to be arginine and citrulline would be the main ones. Arginine, from my research, I've actually seen that arginine is easily broken down back into the digestive system, and so it's better to actually boost citrulline because it's a precursor. And arginine is easily broken down and basically made useless, so you're wasting money if you try to supplement with arginine. You can get citrulline arginine complexes, but I wouldn't recommend it. And also cocoa and watermelon, those are the two other foods that I forgot to mention. But anyways, if the diet thing doesn't seem to work and you can test every week, citrulline malate, that's a good form to test, and I would start at the low end and then work yourself up. And there's hawthorn extract can also boost nitric oxide levels. Agmatine sulfate can also boost nitric oxide levels, although I would not recommend agmatine sulfate for those who are sensitive to sulfurethiols. But there's a few different forms of arginine which are more easily absorbed because they're combined with something else to make them more easily, or so your body actually absorbs it and doesn't just waste it. And that's AAKG. I believe that it's a form of arginine. I have the full name in the article. And also arginine ethyl ester, which is, I believe they have ethyl and ester add to it, so it can be more easily digested. And also beta-alanine amino acid has also been shown to boost nitric oxide levels. There's a lot of supplements, especially bodybuilders. It seems like bodybuilders are those that mainly try and boost their nitric oxide levels, and a lot of these complexes, they're not really quite natural, and sometimes they actually have nitric oxide in them. And you don't want to boost specifically with nitric oxide. You want to try and get a precursor, something that will build up nitric oxide, because nitric oxide, if you supplement with that, it can lower your bodily stores of B12, and that's why with certain mutations, especially mine, you don't want to do that. So you want to boost with stuff that will boost that up. And when you boost nitric oxide, it will help in a lot of ways. You'll have better sexual sexual performance. It can also help with erectile dysfunction. I think it can help with mental performance as well, especially since boosting nitric oxide levels can lower ammonia levels, and those with certain mutations like I have myself, with A1298 and other mutations, it can raise ammonia. It also will help blood pressure because it opens up and dilates your blood vessels more, and it also helps with building muscles. More blood flow and nutrients will help muscles build, and with athletic performance, and if you're into sports or anything like that. That's basically it. This is something I've been doing the past few weeks, and I wrote an article, or actually a page about it, and I have links to all the different supplements. I haven't really seen much out there that contains all these, but just try diet first, and then try citrulline, and then if that doesn't work, add one of these at a time. It'll really depend on a number of different factors, like how low your nitric oxide level is, and a number of other things, but that's it.